Hey, hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Elijah, if you're just joining this channel. And today we're diving into a critical skill for anyone in business. I mean, it's what is called the mastering of business negotiations. So whether you are negotiating a big deal, a partnership, I mean, even a salary, right? The ability to negotiate will make your success. So in this video, I want to share some key strategies that will help you to navigate negotiations like a pro. So, I mean, it doesn't matter whether you are just starting out as a business owner or you are an entrepreneur. You need to be able to approach business negotiations in a way that achieves success. So the first thing again is let's talk about the negotiation skills and why it is important, right? For example, let's say you're trying to close a new deal with a supplier, right? If you're able to negotiate better terms, what happens? You can get lower pricing, you can get more flexible payment options, you can, get like a longer payment terms. At the end of the day, in terms of business profitability, your business can be profitable just because you're able to negotiate all these terms with customer. So I'm just trying to lay a foundation to let you know that it's very important that you master business negotiations. So the first strategy I want to share with you again is prepare, prepare, prepare. So the first key to mastering business negotiation is preparation. So again, if you just walk into negotiation without the right information, that's a recipe for disaster. So you need to understand the situation, know what you want out of that situation, right? You have to have a clear picture of what the other party also wants and their limitations. So again, know the goals. Is it the lower cost that you want to achieve from that negotiation? Is it better terms? Is it a longer contract? I mean, you need to have a clear objective that gives you direction and keeps you focused during the discussions around negotiation for anything. And again, second thing is that you need to understand what the other party needs. Think above your own goals, because your own goal is not the most important in this case. What does the other party need from the negotiation? Because if you understand the pains, if you understand the motivations of the other party, that will also allow you to craft your own solution or strategy so that both sides can eventually be happy at the end of the day. The third thing you need to be aware of is you need to research, you need to gather data. If you're negotiating a deal, make sure you have data to back up your position. You need to make market research. If you're trying to negotiate price, you need to be able to make price comparisons. You need to have historical data on similar deals. You need to have solid data that can help you to drive that conversation. Okay, for example, if say you are negotiating with a supplier, for example, so if you need to knowing how much the supplier charge for the same material, give you a kind of leverage so that you can ask for better price or how to add value. Okay, the tip again here is that do not walk into a negotiation unprepared, and you need to understand what the other party really need. And the stronger you know all of this, then the better you are able to negotiate in a successful way. The second strategy I want to share is that you need to build rapport and trust. So again, negotiations aren't just about the hard numbers. They're about relationships. So if people are more likely to agree to favorable terms, when they are very comfortable with you. So you need to create rapport, you need to create trust, create small talks. When you go into negotiation, it shouldn't be about, oh, you're going into war. No, soften the ground, create small talks, listen actively. That is a very important, point. You need to, create rapport. Let the other party feel less, adversarial. Don't let them feel like they're in a war situation. Another point is that you need to listen more. As part of this strategy, you need to listen more. So you can make a mistake by talking too much during negotiations. Keep open mind, listen carefully to what the other party is saying, listen to their concerns, and that will give you a very good idea to be able to address those concerns. So Again, if you are negotiating, for example, you are negotiating with a partnership with another business, you need to try to find a common ground. You need to think about long-term goals. You're just trying to align with the business so that you are creating a win-win situation. The third strategy I want to share with you is that focus on win-win solutions. I mean, that's one of the biggest mistakes that people make in negotiation. So if you view every negotiation as a win-lose scenario where when one party, gets something and the other party lose out, then what happens is that the negotiation is going to fall out. So find mutually beneficial solutions. So rather than you focusing on your own needs, just try to look for ways for the other party as well so that they can win. So this doesn't mean that you are giving your own goal up, but you're trying to create a middle ground so that in a creative way, both party, appear to win. I mean, even if it appears, you need to create that impression that both parties are winning. So trade-off and concession is a big deal. So you need to understand the give and take. You can't get everything that's on the table, but you need to know the concession you can make, what is important for you to get from that negotiation. Again, the point is that if you are walking away, let the other party walk away feeling satisfied. So the fourth strategy I want to share with you about negotiation is that control the conversation with tactical silence. I mean, in every negotiation, even salary negotiations, you need to, adopt the strategy of silence. So it's tactical, the people don't utilize this enough. When you make an offer, for instance, you state your positions, you need to resist the urge to continue to talk. You need to allow the next person, respond. You need to tactically be silent. All you're trying to do is to make sure that you are not feeling, the gap by you talking throughout. So the power of pausing. So when you pause, you think, you're trying to make an impression that you're thinking. So the other party may reveal more information in the process. So these are strategies that you need to adopt, which is called a tactical silence. So it's a negotiation tool that you need to master. The fifth strategy I want to talk about is know when to walk away. So the final strategy again is to know when to walk away. Not every negotiation will result in a favorable deal. Oh, trust me. And if you walk away, it's okay. So the key again is you need to recognize what you're being offered. You need to know whether it aligns with your own goal. You need to understand, you need to know whether the other party is willing to negotiate, fairly. There is a terminology called partner, is a term in marketing and negotiation called partner. So it's called best alternative to a negotiated agreement partner. So again, this is your backup plan. If the negotiation doesn't go your way, knowing your partner, gives you confidence because you won't feel pressured into accepting unfavorable terms. Again, avoid emotional decisions. Don't make emotions, don't let your emotion cloud your judgment. So if the deal that is on the table is not the right one for you, be prepared to walk away. It's okay to walk away. Sometimes you walk away and you revisit the conversation, later, when you find an alternative solution. So again, walking away when you think the negotiation is not going right is a strategy. People think is weakness. No, it's not. When you make emotional decisions, sometimes they are always the wrong decisions. So again, to recap, you need to master, business negotiation, and that involves preparation. You need to prepare. You need to get your data right. You need to build trust. Like I said, it's not a war, it's a conversation. Build trust, build rapport. Another point I made is about creating a win-win situations. So it's not a zero-sum game where one person wins and the person loses. No, try to create an impression of a win-win situation. The point I made, which is very important again, devise what they call the tactical silence is a key negotiation terms. And lastly, I mentioned that you need to walk away. Hey, it's not all negotiations that have an ending. Sometimes, hey, walking away is just the best thing to do in some situations. So those are the strategies I want to share with you about, key business negotiation tactics. If you find the video helpful, again, share with friends. That is like the biggest help you can offer people. I'm sure out of the 5 points I have mentioned, you will still find one or two useful that you can add to your arsenal of business negotiation. I'll see you again in my next video. Take care of yourself.